Come with me on an adventure through Arcane. It is time. We are going to watch episode by episode of this series because you've said I need to watch it with all the mental health in it. You know, as a therapist who's been in the mental health field almost 30 years, when I hear so many people say this series has mental health, I'm listening to you. And look, if you want the full unedited version of this series that we're going to put out, go to Patreon. It's on the VIP tier on Patreon. Do not miss that because it has the fully unedited, everything I say all the way through. It's lengthy. These episodes are long. If you want the edited version, go to YouTube. It'll be there. Edited version, shortened version. Patreon has the whole thing. The VIP tier, it's a great way to support a channel, and it's also a great way to get all of our other album reactions because they're over there too. Without further ado, this is going to be so much fun. Everybody settle in. I have no idea what I'm about to get into. He dead? I just have to pause because with children, they're so innocent, they're so sweet, they're so honest. It's probably what this little girl's been taught to do when there's chaos or a disaster like is happening, is close your eyes and sing that song that relaxes you, settling the nervous system. I know she's probably freaking out, but it's like children are so honest, they will follow direction. And let me tell you, it's great when you're in a panic mode to be able to settle your breathing, to be able to close your eyes and to be able to sing a song or listen to a song in your mind is a great way to do it. So it's impressive that she must have been taught to just walk with me, close your eyes, sing the song, and that way you don't have to see all of the disaster around and maybe aren't as affected. Pretty cool start. And I also knew when a therapist in my office said, "You're going to watch Arcane?" Finally, yes, a therapist in my office said, that is what you need to watch, because it has so much in it. It's like they don't know who's good, who's not. Is that mom? It's like you lose all hope. Oh, wow. So he's gonna step in as a protector. I don't think that's somebody they knew because when they first saw him, the boy was like bowing up and trying to like protect the little sister and be there. So it's like they didn't really know who he was, but then he kind of settled into maybe he's an okay guy. So somehow he must be on the good side and he's taken them under his wing and protecting them. And here they are under complete despair over it seems like losing their mom.
Nice getting above it all, huh?
Are those the two again? Wow.
I'm gonna ride in one of those things.
And one day, I'm gonna shoot one of them down. Vi, are you sure about this?
Scared.
Powder, look at me. What did I tell you?
That I'm ready.
That's right.
And look
Thanks.
who's there to save Powder. That's a leader there.
All clear.
Protect her too.
Who locks their balcony? Because I'm the only one who knows how to pick locks, I suggest... Animals.
I think this is a real Valdiani.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah? What about this?
Powder's so
Simple.
curious, just
get
wants
more and
to see things and doesn't. That's the youth in her. You know, that it's like, I just want to check things out because I'm curious. Oh, Powder's like, I'm taking all these. Oh boy. This is not good. That is so gross.
I don't know.
Who
I
is
didn't
the
do
big guy
anything.
there?
Could fill a damn library with all the things you didn't do.
Guys,
Oh,
we just
then they get
emptied
on
a pill over
powder.
penthouse right under the enforcers' noses.
But now you're tracking this mess of yours through my streets.
Your streets.
You know, in my experience, trouble finds you. Just
Ha! I love it. Come on, Powder, get out of there. Oh, wow. Powder's seeing all of this. Another trauma, more PTSD. And for Powder, it's like, it's fight or flight, right? Or freeze, which is with PTSD, and Powder's in freeze mode. She obviously trusts Powder with that bag. Very smart. You go into panic whenever PTSD sets in and you've got some wild event in front of you. The typical is fight or flight, meaning you're going to go in and you're going to attack yourself and defend, or you're going to take off and run. But the third we don't talk about a whole lot is freeze, which means we kind of deer in the headlights. Like we just freeze up. We're kind of in shock mode and watching the whole thing like it's in slow motion. But then something kicked in for her to be able, especially when that guy confronted her and was right there. I think she was fine until he's about to take this bag. Powder knew, I've got to get out of here because this is what it's about. And then you go into flight mode, which is taken off because I'm trying to preserve this bag for everybody.
Powder.
I love it.
Come on, Mauser. I need you.
Didn't work. Into the water. Kind of smart because that way there's no way you can get it.
I tried to fight him off with Mauser, but she didn't work.
Who saw that coming?
I mean, look, what is Powder going to do? He's taken the bag if she just keeps it. And then they've lost it and she's going to get yelled at. Throws it in the water, going to get yelled at. But look, at least with the water, you have a chance to go back to that spot, dive down and see if you can pick that thing up because chances are it sunk right down to the bottom where it is. There's a chance. This guy right here, I don't know this guy's name, but man, he complains about everything and he blames everybody else. I mean, I know that's his role, but it's like he thinks he's everything because I'm the only one that can pick locks. And then, nope, the other one came in and like kicked the door open like, you're not that great. And he blames everybody else for problems.
I suppose it does. Wait, wait a minute. This.
You don't seem to listen,
A
Barman.
bit of advice. Don't threaten the guy who pours the drinks.
Hound of the Underground.
So that's Vander. Yep, that's the one from the beginning of the show who came in and rescued those two little ones.
We were expecting traders who would honor their word. So I guess we're all disappointed.
Traders
Now
who would
you're
honor their
speaking my
word, which
language.
doesn't make sense.
How about you just give Huck the rest of what you owe him, and I'll let you walk out of here in one piece.
Vander learns none of this.
No worries there. Powder took care of the evidence.
I tried, okay? You don't get it. You're older, you're bigger. It
Exactly.
isn't fair.
Always trying to be the leader. This is like the classic example when it comes to parent-child of I'm trying to live up to the expectation or trying to get approval from my parent. So that's kind of what this conversation is. I'm trying to take on a job, plan it out, make it happen. And clearly it didn't happen, but is now angry. I did everything. I knew what I was doing. I'm capable. And then you're hearing from Vander, like, what were you thinking? Because Vander's the grown-up, Vander's the adult. Vander knows kind of, if you do a real job, you don't let all that happen, which creates destruction, which creates problems. Maybe they come catch you. It's a classic parent-child. And it's this person that's trying to, I think, seek approval and feel like, will you finally say that I'm worthy, that I'm capable, that I have what it takes to be able to make it? Because you do have tons of skills. It's just learning lessons. It's maturity. It's growing up. It's learning through failure sometimes.
When did you get so comfortable living in someone else's shadow?
Oh, no. They're all like,
Everyone
"No."
out. Those kids look up to you.
This is so good.
Yeah, I know.
You know, but you
What
don't
an
know.
attitude. It's like a
When
teenager.
people look up to you, you don't get to be selfish.
That
so swim.
is such a good line. When people look up to you, you don't get to be selfish. I love hearing him say that because it sends the message that, the quote I heard from Rick Warren a long time ago was, leaders create more leaders. Wannabes just create more followers. Wannabes who are just phony create people to follow them. Leaders create more leaders. They build up leaders. And when people look up to you, you don't get to be selfish. You are their leader. You can't just think of yourself and what you want out of something. You have to think of what they're learning from it. You have to think of what they're going to do with it when you make choices. And you also have to think of protecting them. This is beautiful.
When they dive in, you say light a fire, they show up with oil. Or whatever.
Vander is doing a parental thing, like talking as a parent to try to correct and also instruct, but at the same time supporting. Like, I see what you're doing, and what you're trying to do is what I do down here. That's what my role is here. Almost putting them at the same level. Like, I respect you. I appreciate you. I just want you to be really aware of how much responsibility you have. And I want people in the world, I want you, if this is you in that role, to understand when you have with great leadership comes great responsibility. That quote, that you have to know that when you're a responsible person in whatever role, that there are people underneath you that you have to protect and look out for. And he's saying, I do down here much what you're trying to do up there. And they're going to now send people. We're going to have to go into protection mode and preparation mode because of this. He learned to negotiate.
How'd you get this?
And now he's loving, caring. It's so
Somebody
good.
was following us.
This is what every
also-
parent should do.
Who? You did put that idiot on his arse, though, right?
Vander, this is a great parenting moment, I think. I don't know what other people think, but as a therapist, I like it. Still look. Oh, those are in the pocket. That's right. She didn't put it in the stuff.
Twice the person at half her age.
Oh, please.
You know what, Milo? You're right. There's a bunch of things Powder just can't do.
Like I used to hear growing up, I'd like to buy you for what you're worth and sell you for what you think you're worth. It's like, Milo, I'd like to buy you for what you're worth and sell you for what you think you're worth because you think you're worth so much. And I love the description here of like, look, this is who she is. This is her age. This is where she's at in life. And she's got a lot to learn and shouldn't have the responsibility we have. Full circle parenting moment here. The leader of the group is doing just what Vander said. Going in and handling the family, the group, the children, the people underneath, and saying, look, I'm not going to completely destroy you, but I'm going to call you on the carpet with what you need to do. You need to grow up and take responsibility. And I'm going to point out and is doing just this same thing. This doesn't solve. This bloody knuckles doesn't solve things. It creates problems. Love this.
Our guys are still rounding up this month's collections. Won't have numbers until next
Who?
Why are you mucking
Their
about with
currency.
this? Oh, lot of someone's from what I heard.
Not enforcers. Someone on our side.
Who?
Oh, crap.
They'll be fine. Go.
Evening, friends.
Shit.
Like they need a mask. So all these people who live down here are able to just live and exist. But the guards that come from above like have to have these masks on because everything's so toxic in there or something. I don't get this. Kind of shows the difference of the lifestyle and where they are.
You know, this crossed the line upstairs.
Was anyone hurt?
A building was blown to bits. What do you think?
Something was... Yep.
Those who did this.
You keep your people off my street, and I stay out of your business.
This is the whole problem. And it's like they have the, it's the kind of political system. It's the way things work with relationship is we had a deal and he knows that. He's like, I know my people were not supposed to be there. I get that. And he's trying to figure out a way to fix it. But they're saying, you don't understand, I would stay out of your business if you didn't come up and do things like that.
If I don't put someone behind bars tonight, the next time I come down here, I'll have an army of enforcers with me. We both know how that'll go.
I'm sorry, Grayson.
Like, what do I do? He's not even sure what to do.
What are you calling this one?
It's one of those Whisker. It's one of those bombs that has shrapnel and everything in it. What's it called?
Is that you were twice the person at half my age.
See?
You heard
so
them.
sad.
I'm not a fighter.
And she's trying so hard to live up to, it's hard to live under the shadow of Vi. There's no way she can be a Vi. And she's also saying, I'm not a fighter. That's not who I am. And it's okay to not be a fighter. I mean, you can learn to protect yourself and stand up and grow up and be mature and strong, but not everybody's a fighter, and she shouldn't be looked at that way. But she's trying to gain the approval of Vi, just like Vi's trying to gain the approval of Vander. This is really good. Keep at it.
Come with me.
What?
Success comes from failure. Keep trying. Man, so they're low and it goes even lower.
Here?
See that gutter running along the canal? That's where Clagger got his foot stuck running from enforcers. They thought it was funny, so they left him there. He was out all night before we found him. Milo tripped over his own paint bucket and nearly fell off trying to draw a giant middle finger.
Showing
His
how
ass
everybody
made that
makes
splotch.
mistakes. his butt hit
And
the
that?
outline. That's funny.
We've all had bad days,
Amen.
but we learn. And we stick together.
That's the key. Other people's opinions of you should not matter so much. What other people think about you is none of your business. Remember that what he's saying, who is it, Milo? What he's saying should not be in your brain. That's him. That's who he is. Don't let other people's opinions change your own self-worth.
These were in my pocket. They're
Oh
from the
boy,
apartment.
here we go.
What are they?
Gosh,
Should we show
they
Vander?
only knew how dangerous these are. Don't tell Vander. Oh, here goes Vi
Let's
again.
keep this our little secret. And one
Amen.
day, this city's gonna respect us.
Preach. Well, that's the guy that started the fight. But that's his people. So they all have their own people, their own gang.
follow them and not interfere.
That's the one Vander's saying. Somebody from the inside was following them. This guy and his cronies, or this guy at least, but his cronies too, were following them and saw that they did that. That's how they knew, hey, we heard you got quite a haul. Boom. This guy orchestrated it. Man, they look pretty dang nasty, if I do say so myself. And they're like, so this is the Vander of this group, although completely destructive and probably not healthy whatsoever.
That's not a risk I'm willing to take.
The kids. It was their fault. The explosion in the upper city.
Smartest thing you ever said, boy.
Ha! It's
Get
like,
him a meal.
you might have saved yourself. Get him some
Keep
food.
him off the street.
Can't they go get the bag in the water? Still don't know that.
Feeding time.
Oh no, they like seeing the chase. These people are horrible, man. These people are horrible. Oh, this is it. The rat from that
Someone just
potion.
volunteered.
That potion's valuable. Next episode. Pause. Okay, let's get out of this quickly. Oh my goodness, episode 1 of Arcane is more than I ever could have imagined. I mean, I can sit here and talk for days about this, but the reality is it covered so many topics. And I think, when you would have the PTSD and you have the trauma and you have the abandonment, kind of the orphan-like mentality, and then you have somebody who comes in and Vander's there and they build this community. They learn to grow up on the streets. And they all have their roles. Like some are leaders, some are followers, some are, you got Milo making excuses and trying to just, make himself feel better by pointing out everybody else's mistakes. And you've got so many good characters here, and they're sweet. This is a cool family. And also the subsets of different groups that are in there. And I cannot wait to see how Vander handles making a deal without the entire infantry coming into their place and upside downing the entire place. What is about to happen next? And then you got this other group who's coming in to try to undo Vander and take over, I guess, power in there. Got this potion that turns this rat into this killing machine. But it's so cool to see the story, you know, of Vi being somebody who's trying to live up to this, what she can't with Vander, and that she's also trying to be a leader and a mentor to the others by what she's seen Vander do. It's the perfect parent-child relationship story. Please stay with me for episode 2 and beyond, because I cannot wait. If you want to see the entire unedited episode, it is on Patreon. Don't forget that, the VIP tier, where all our album reactions are. ARCANE is going to be on there too, and the edited versions will be out on YouTube, just a shortened version of what we would see over on Patreon for 2 reasons. Number 1, because it can support the channel. Number 2, because we can't put that long of an episode out on YouTube without it being completely blocked. But it had so much trauma, relationship, communication and interaction, different levels of who we are, whether we're a leader, whether we're a follower, whether we're a lover, whether we're a fighter. It had so many different things. And as a therapist, I just love this. Can't wait for episode 2. Please join me. Remember, mental health matters. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next Reaction Therapy.